Developmental aid is one of the European Union's biggest contributions to emerging economies. It's the organization's way of helping middle-income countries such as Jamaica combat some of its biggest problems. Since 2002, the EU has given Jamaica billions of dollars in aid money, with 85% of that going directly to budget support, until recently. Between 2007 and 2010, the EU aid disbursement to Jamaica through the delegation in Kingston increased exponentially, more than doubling over the period. However, the aid graph took a nosedive in 2011 as the country could only access about 14% of what it did the year before. EU sources in Brussels have confirmed to CVM News that about 80 million euros in aid money could not be disbursed to Jamaica in the form of budget support between late 2010 and 2011 because several conditionalities were not met. Here's how budget support works. When the EU earmarks aid money for a country, a portion of the sum goes to the government's consolidated fund to support the implementation of fiscal, social and infrastructural programs. When that happens, the EU has little or no say in how the money is spent. However, Jamaica has failed to live up to several of the benchmarks it devised and agreed to when signing the deal. Some of the sticking points are believed to be Jamaica's failure to implement pension and public sector reforms. The fact that Jamaica is yet to ink a successor agreement to the IMF standby agreement, which ended in May, and with several questions still surrounding how that agreement stalled, have also prevented Brussels from channeling aid money through the consolidated fund. The result, the European Union is reallocating some of the money pledged for support to fund other programs on the island, which means the government will have less say in how the money that was once meant for the consolidated fund is spent. An EU source in Brussels points out that half of the 80 million euros earmarked for budget support last year, which the government failed to qualify for, will be reallocated to other projects. This, EU officials claim, proves that the organization is willing to work with Jamaica, although the government continues to miss its own targets. However, many critics see it differently, arguing that this is another sign of Kingston's failure to impress international partners that it is capable of managing its own fiscal affairs. Reporting from Europe for CVM News, I'm Kaneal Gayle.